There should be sound now. Apparently my mic was unplugged. In addition to other things being annoying. Which ones have I not done? So you can make cancer, make sickness, make corona borealis. Let's make cancer. This game's the best, by the way. Oh, I think I probably need to turn my desktop audio down a little bit, maybe, because it might be too loud. Wow, just dip after telling me there's no sound. Katamari is one of my favorite games. I really love this game. It's super chill. And today is definitely a day for chilling. Wow, this crab is attacking me. I will say that I've previously playing this, I've actually found it quite tough to play on keyboard, because I can't do a couple things. Because I'm not very good. What is it? It's like, I don't even remember what I'm trying to do, to be honest. Which might be another part of the problem. I also have to relearn the controls since I haven't played this in a while. Bunch of those. Some crabs. The music in this game is great. I can eat that crab yet, but I can eat all the other crabs. Yeah, I cannot grab the green crabs yet. Grab all the stuff up here, though, pretty much. The goal is just to get a ton of crabs. Losing stuff. Not only is the music in this super chill, the gameplay is also really chill. Nothing to do with monkeys? What do you mean nothing to do with monkeys? I don't know. Are monkeys like the arch nemesis of crabs, according to this guy? Is that what the King of the Universe believes? Losing some glasses. I got a horseshoe crab. Where did that come from? Oh, something's coming. Beetle fight. That's cool. fell out of the tree. What? That's crazy. Why is there a horseshoe crab in the tree? Excuse me? I love this game, but sometimes it's very odd. But that's kind of why I love it. I think that the oddness of this game really is a part of what makes it great. You can't run forever, Mr. King Crab. That almost ended very badly. Oh, it's a spider crab, not a king crab. That makes sense too. I got a fiddler crab. Lost some shoes. What's coming when I come in here? I don't understand. Got 96 crabs. That's not a bad amount of crabs. 97. Get absolutely wrecked, crabs. I know that there's a way to like. What is it? Is it? How do you do it? There's a way to like speed up your roll. Like shoot yourself off super fast. But I don't remember. Can't get up there. It's more than 100 crabs. Let's go. There's another horseshoe crab. I don't think those should count as crabs, but whatever. I'm trying to pick up this crab. There we go. Got it. Let's try to figure out where else there are crabs. There's one there. There's another crab. It's hilarious that this gets sent into the space, or like sent into the sky and becomes a star. And it's just like a whole bunch of mess with some crabs included in it. And then you call it cancer. It's hilarious. Oh, I saw another fiddler crab. Where'd it go? Did I get it? No. Shoot, I keep missing them. It's too big. It's too small. There we go. Got it. Nice. I'm thinking a lot about like what I should do for like when I'm making content. I think I need like a better schedule, first of all. Because like I like randomly streaming, but like it'd be a lot easier if I could just say, hey, I'm live on Twitch, because like when I do the YouTube streams, it's obviously different. But it'd be a lot easier if I could just be like, hey, I'll be live on Twitch this day and time. Right? That'd be way easier. So I'm going to try and come up with a schedule. The problem is it's like hard for me to schedule because right now my availability at work is kind of all fucked up. And I don't really get a lot of nice. I get a lot of variance in like when my shifts end. So like for example, today I was off at 5, yesterday I was off at 4, Wednesday I'm off at 6:30, some nights I would be off at like 10, and obviously that's not very conducive to a schedule. So obviously, it would be a lot better if I just like had a consistent. I am off at like 5, and then I could be like, I'll start streaming every day at 7. And then like the end time doesn't really matter as much, but I would say like, you know, typically ending at like 11-ish, 4-hour streams, maybe some a little bit shorter, some a little bit longer, but that would be like pretty easy. And I still think I am going to aim for like saying, you know, I'll start at 7:30 most nights. Especially since I now have my own computer to stream through. And being able to stream from my own computer will make that a lot easier. Because I won't have to worry about anyone else needing the computer. And I won't have to feel bad about using the computer for like tons and tons of hours when the other people in my house would like to use it. So that's helpful. So I think I'm gonna like try and come up with a schedule. I'm also hopeful that at my work they will hire a new person, because that's the only reason my availability is so messed up, is because we're understaffed and I'm too nice and have been agreeing to work outside of my otherwise availability. But I'm hopeful that they'll hire someone soon and I'll be able to. The music's just such a bop that it's distracting me. But yeah, then I'll be able to like have a fairly firm schedule. I would really like to like have my streams be more interaction with like chat and stuff, but unfortunately my chat is kind of not that active most days. So if you want to come make my chat active, come hang out with me when I'm streaming. And then we can do something like a Nuzlocke. But I don't want to do a Nuzlocke until, or if I don't have people talking in the chat, because I am going to not be very interested in just grinding for like hours not talking to anybody. I have a lot of fun playing Diablo though, and that's with a friend, so I can just chat with them. Yeah. I love this game. I think this game is so chill and so relaxing. Because you're not really doing anything in the game, and it's just one of those great games for stuff like that. The other thing I need to do is I need to set up my webcam. Or like the camera. It's not really set up right now because I have changed rooms. And with that, I've realized that the desk is kind of low right now for the webcam with the very low quality tripod I have, so it's a really weird angle, so I need to figure something out for that, but I haven't had time. Which guy? I missed him. The guy getting swung around? The guy, What's he swinging around, actually? Just another judo guy. I think it's hilarious that you can just, like, randomly grab people, too. In this game. It's pretty funny. Oh, yeah. The Prince of the Cosmos or whatever, who's actually pushing around the ball. You are absolutely correct, guys. Complete vibe. Not quite big enough to pick those people up yet. I'm gonna get bumped. Yep. I think it's hilarious how you just like run into the small children, knock them over, and then suddenly they're gonna get launched into space. I don't know why I find it so funny, but the nonsensical story is part of why this game is amazing. By the way, how have you been? I think it's been a long time since I've actually had a chance to chat. Not big enough to get the rabbit guy. I can get the dogs. Looks like it's a no-bones day for these dogs. Just working and streaming mostly, same. Still too many restrictions to really do too much. And everyone is always so busy. Now that we're old. And so many people have like moved away too. Yeah, I was really fortunate with the Twitch affiliate thing, and I've been doing pretty well. Just, you know, chilling and streaming and stuff. But I was really fortunate with the Twitch affiliate thing that I was able to start casting for the B-Game League, because that's the only reason that my average viewers ever went above 3. There was one night where I like randomly hit a like relatively large number of viewers, like 10 without it being casting, but that was the night my internet decided to die. But yeah, I'm sure you'll get affiliates soon. I usually see your streams with like 3 or more viewers, so. Once you get there, I'll be sure to send the primes. sudden it's a horror game. Oh, I'm gonna fail this for sure. Why can't I get these people? I'm losing too much. No. That's good. You're like pretty close then with like 48 followers. Yeah, tepid indeed. A lot of times too, once you like get close to affiliate, it becomes easier to like convince people that it's actually going to happen, and you can like rally them to come support you. Because that was definitely part of what I did. I find it really awkward to watch, like, ask people to come watch my stream, though, outside of just sending out the random tweets. I definitely started off like no average viewers. Like literally the only people who I even told I was streaming were like Zach and Matthew, my closest friend. Everyone else, like, it's just kind of like weird to tell them, because it feels like I'm like asking them to watch or something. But yeah, when I first started, I definitely like averaged basically 0 viewers. And even now, like, most of the time I don't get very many people coming to watch, but it's just for fun, so. Except for specifically when I'm casting the B Game League, then I actually get viewers. Right? And the thing with Twitch too is Twitch is so like, it's not like impossible to grow, but like it's harder to grow if you have no viewers than it is if you have like some viewers. So if you can get like a few people to come watch, like some more people will often come check it out, because like people are already watching, it's easier to see because you're on a higher page, and just that type of stuff. What is B game? So there's this game called Killer Queen Black. It's pretty cool. I have a couple of VODs from the B Game League on my YouTube channel. But, so there's this game called Killer Queen Black, and it's like a competitive platformer PvP game that has like multiple win conditions. And so the B Game League is a competitive community league for that game. And I played in it with some friends in the summer when they were freer. And that kind of, I guess, when we were doing that, we were making content around it. And so a lot of people would come watch our content because we were like a new stream, and it's or like a new team, a bunch of people who had like pretty much never played the game before, and they found it interesting. And then I wasn't able to play in this season. Well, not so much I wasn't, but the people I would be willing to play with weren't able to play this season. So they asked me to cast for it. And so basically I've just been casting a community esports league. It's a lot of fun though, I really enjoy casting. And it's a fun game too, though I don't really play it very often. Yeah, for sure. If I could get you again, I know I've offered this before, but it's available on Stadia Pro if you ever want to try the game. I know you said Stadia not quite for you because you like owning games, but just like as a way to try the game, if you ever want to, I can give you the referral code. But I think you can also just get a month of Pro free anyways. And Stadia is cool. That's what I'm playing this on right now. I actually own this game on multiple platforms. I bought it a long time ago on like PlayStation Vita. I bought it on Switch when it came to that because it was cheap. And I bought it on Stadia because I had like a $10 off code. And I enjoy it so much I figured, like, what the hell? I also have a bad habit of buying games multiple times. I think I've bought Skyrim like 3 or 4 times, which is pretty ridiculous. And then they're releasing that game again, like what the hell? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you can buy games on Stadia, but I also understand that because it's like technically a cloud service. If the service ever closes down, you won't be able to use the games. Which I don't think it will close down. It's like at the very least, a strong technology that Google is able to make money off of, so. Stadia is far from perfect, though. The play experience is really good. But, like, they have this weird policy where they will only accept games if they I have a lot of hours in Skyrim, but somehow not the most hours of any game that I've ever bought. I think I've just played more Civ than like anything. The other game that I've played way too much of is Mountain Blade Warband. Supposedly there's Mountain Blade 2 actually, and now that I have a new computer, I can probably play that. But yeah, I bought Skyrim when it first came out for the PS4. Nice, we made it. Or PS3, sorry. And then I bought it again for the Xbox 360 because I got it for like $5, and I was like, for $5 I want to try the voice controls because I thought that was hilarious, and I had a Kinect already. And then when they re-released it for consoles, they added the mods to it. So I just bought it for that, pretty much. And then they're re-releasing it again, the Anniversary Edition, but this time they added fishing. I really like Mountain Blade. It's a bit of a strange game. But I mean, I always found the combat to be like kind of fun. I thought it was fun like riding around on the horse, using a lance. I thought that was a lot of fun. And it's like this, you can kind of like tell your troops what to do, too, which is cool. I'm kind of stuck here. Yeah, when Skyrim first came out, I didn't have a computer that was like capable of running pretty much anything. And then oh, is it? That's pretty brutal. Wow. But the mods are like a huge part of what makes games like that fun. It's so cool. So it's kind of sad that they're doing that. Yo, the cops are shooting me. That's horrible. I mean, not exactly an inaccurate depiction of like real life, but still. Why is that guy hanging? Why are there two guys hanging at the top of this? What? Nice. We succeeded this time. But yeah, now I have a computer that'll run anything, so I can play whatever games I want. Oh yeah. I guess that's good then. I can't imagine playing Skyrim without at least the mod to make all of the dragons Thomas the Tank Engine.
Ah, 見えた見えた。ロケットが見えた。おいミチル、お父さんはあそこにいるんだぞ。
もうすぐお父さんに会えますよ。
I like that there's this like weird little frame story going on in the or like the small alternate story kind of going on in the background of this game. What am I looking for? Oh, do I actually not have a new Make a Star? Okay. Let's make Cygnus then. Yeah, Mudcrabs with top hats is great. There's some... Modding is so amazing to me, because it's, like, in every community, there's this huge, like, gulf between what type of mods people are making. People are either making, like, the silliest, most ridiculous mods, like Thomas the Tank Engine Dragons or Mudcrabs with top hats, or they're making, like, these super deep, like, completely changing the game, adding story and stuff. It's hilarious. Actually, one game that has a mod that I really like is I like Hearts of Iron 4. I think that game's super fun. I really like Paradox Grand Strategy games, and that is one that I have played a lot of. And that has a really cool mod that I like, which is called Kaiserreich, which basically is like Hearts of Iron 4 is, if you don't know, a game where it's like grand strategy, the lead up to and World War II. And Kaiserreich basically supposes a world where the Germans won World War I. And I think that mod's super cool, because, like, it does still suffer, like, one of the same problems that regular Hearts of Iron 4 has, which is just, at some point, America just gets heavy tanks and just rolls everyone in the late game. And Kaiserreich does a good job of delaying that. But it's also interesting to see how these people, like, imagine a world if Germany won World War I. But yeah, it's like all of the Bethesda games have, like, oh wow. Glad this Katamari ball bounces like that. A lot of the Bethesda games have, like, modding communities like that, I thought. But definitely Skyrim, like, has some crazy mods. Kind of want to play Skyrim now again. Can't actually beat that game, though. I don't know why. It doesn't matter how much I play, it's just like, there's always something to do other than the main story. Alright, have a good night. I'll try and tune into your stream tomorrow, for a bit at least. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming and watching. It's always appreciated. You too. I don't know what my delay is, actually. No, it's gone. That was for sure a swan egg. That's just a regular egg. god, the music in this game is amazing. Yeah, so I went on a talk show for anyone who ends up watching this and didn't know. Not like a talk show, but like, you know, I guess it is kind of a talk show. But like a Stadia community talk show thing. It was pretty fun, and kind of got me thinking, like, because one of the things I was asked was like about how I felt about Stadia and like the community. And I was thinking, like, what do I want from Stadia personally? Oh, that was odd. I think my keyboard might have detached, or was it my mic? It was not my mic. It was my keyboard. It's kind of awkward. It's not properly plugged in or something. I did kind of set up parts of this haphazardly. Oh, come on. Yeah, so I was thinking, like, what do I want from Stadia? And I know a lot of people have, like, compared it to, like, consoles. It's like their place to play games, and I think that's great. I think Stadia is great for that. I think, like, another thing Stadia is great for is if you have kids. I always see people who, a lot of the Stadia users who have, like, small children. And cloud gaming is amazing for that. Since you don't have to buy a console. So you save a ton of money. And that's great. And your kids still get the, like, same gaming experience, because Stadia is, like, really well set up for that. Finally, we have grown in size. Okay, got it in this one. Yeah, Stadia is, like, great for kids. But I think that, like, the missed opportunity for Stadia, and I said this then, and I'll say it again on my own channel, is in the way they require games to have a mouse and keyboard, or not a mouse and keyboard, a controller option. I think that's like a huge flaw in Google's kind of business plan type deal. Because, like, think of all, like, the indie games that they could be getting. Like, Steam gets a ton of games every week, and a ton of them are already, like, optimized for Linux, which is, like, what you run, or what Stadia runs on. And so it's kind of just like, why are you cutting off all of these games that would be pretty easy to onboard? And, like, the games are not necessarily going to draw more people in, but it might get more people to stay with, like, Pro, right? And obviously you want Google to, if you're Google, you want to have people in on your subscription service. It doesn't make a ton of sense to not want that. Did not do a great job of Cygnus. I love that this small child can feel the cosmos. But anyways, what I was saying was that the pro monetization model has already proven to be, like, good for a lot of, like, smaller companies, because people try their games, they get a bit of money from it, and then if people like their games, like, more people come in, and it doesn't really, like, lose anything for them either. We'll do one more level and I'm gonna end, by the way. It doesn't really lose anything for them either. And one of the biggest complaints that a lot of people often have is, like, there's not enough stuff coming to Stadia. Stadia doesn't get enough games, and, like, yeah, they're talking about AAA games, but if you bring a bunch of indie games to the table, like at least some of the people are gonna stop complaining. And it's not even just indie games, right? Like there are like some like fairly high profile PC titles, obviously not considered like AAA blockbuster insane stuff, but stuff like the Anno series, which are not able to be played with a controller, but would be a great fit for Stadia because they actually are fairly hardware intensive. And that obviously blocks a lot of people who don't have expensive gaming PCs out of being able to play them. And Stadia would open that to everyone. And could maybe even draw people into the service. Now that game is probably not going to be a pro game, it would just be a purchased game, but still. You smell a bear. Bad bear's bad. Just one bear. The largest bear I can find. Not big enough to grab that. What am I doing? I'm on the wrong keys. Wow. Bear. So I'm supposed to like dodge all the other bears. I see how that works. Bear cubs small. Again, the fact that this small child can feel when the cosmos are repaired, truly love it. I need to raise my desk. My desk is too low currently. It needs to be. Oh, I finally unlocked Mega Star 7. Nice. We're gonna do this because that was really short, and then again, totally gonna end stream. But yeah, I just think that would be like a really good thing for Stadia. And I've compared it before in like other contexts to like Steam, because that's what I think Stadia is most similar to, in that it feels more like a service rather than a console. And like realistically, that's what Steam is. And because of that, I feel like, you know, they should be trying to, like, bananas. I feel like they should be trying to get in on the indie market. And, like, PC games are definitely PPAP. We're going bananas. Are there bananas underneath the water? Is that what I was seeing? Oh my god, there are. Not over here, I guess, though. Or maybe they fell off of me. That would make sense, too. But yeah, so anyways, I think, like, Stadia would be well suited for the indie market, especially with the pro subscription. And I think it's a missed opportunity that they don't go more after that. Because, like, at the very least, it would give you something to talk about, like, every week, right? I will say, though, I have personally no complaints about the Stadia community. Everyone's, like, lovely, for the most part. Obviously, there have been, like, you know, I've seen some pretty toxic stuff on, like, Reddit or Twitter. But, like, I don't know. Like, I played fucking League of Legends. I played StarCraft, like, many years ago. I play, like, Magic the Gathering, which, you know, you wouldn't think is a gigatoxic community, but, you know, that was the first place I've ever been wished cancer, so. But yeah, like, the toxicity in this community is really oversold. And like, yeah, would it be better if everyone was like nicer to each other, nicer to like the dissenting content creators? Probably. But like, it's really not to the extent that it should be called a toxic community. That's pretty ridiculous. Though I do think certain people who I've seen, again, like the more toxic Reddit, Twitter people, would probably behoove themselves to just stop interacting with the people who they think of as Stadia haters. There was like one really, really toxic tweet that I saw. Where someone called a content creator a villain because they were like a Stadia hater, and I'm like, what are you talking about? That's ridiculous. I think I may have accidentally liked that tweet when I first saw it because I didn't read it properly. I need to do a better job of like reading tweets before liking them, because I find myself a lot liking tweets and then being like, oh man, wait, that didn't say at all what I thought it said. Also, I guess you could, like, I don't know. You could argue that the reason that toxicity doesn't feel that bad to me is because I've, like, been in, like, the toxic community, or, like, one of the most toxic communities, which is, like, League of Legends, but at the same time, I don't really feel like I've been traumatized by that to the extent that I would be completely unable to parse toxicity. Cubes are coming. I hate them. That sounded really weird. Really, really weird. Jesus. Shota Hasegawa. Do each of these people have, like, unique names? That'd be great. No, it's just a schoolboy. Wait, is that even a unique name? Maybe it isn't. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say that there is a lot of negativity that is like directed at Stadia too. So I can kind of understand why some of the people feel defensive, because it is like something that these people are like heavily invested in emotionally or otherwise. And when people are just like non-stop saying, oh, it's gonna be dead in like a month, it's like service is bad, blah blah blah. Like, obviously these people are not gonna respond particularly well to that. But at the same time, it's important for, like, the Stadia community to... Oh shoot, nice, saved it. To become able to differentiate between, like, what is simply criticism and what is actually like overblown clickbait malice. Which definitely can be hard to tell sometimes when you've been trained to look at everything as though it's an attack. Big enough. The thing is, with this game though, it's kind of like exponential. As long as you're not like losing tons of stuff like I am right now. Because like, eventually you become just able to pick up much bigger things. Like eventually I'll be able to like pick up the car or something. And the car is going to give me way more growth than most of this other stuff is. See, the panda gave me tons of size. This guy, Jiro Rayama, gave me a ton of size. This sumo wrestler, tons of size. Like, look at this. The buskers, pretty big guys. Still not big enough to take the cars, though. Can I get the motors? Nah. Oh, I can get the guy under the motor, though. Oh, shit. Definitely might fail this one. But yeah, like for the most part, the Stadia community is one of the nicest communities. Especially like the more positive parts of the Stadia community, I think are like the nicest community like in existence. Like John Scar, who is pretty heavily involved in a lot of Stadia events and stuff, is like the nicest person. And I know that like everyone says that, and he does like such great things. Like Caring from the Clouds is amazing. Bringing a bunch of different content creators to do that, and like putting in so much of his own effort to also like help people with stuff in that, because I did some Caring from the Clouds, and he was like really helpful with what I was doing. It was just, it's great. Great guy. I can't actually get through there, huh? Can't I? I attach the door to myself. Nice, I can't get in here. We still got quite a bit of time, too. We're almost in the 1 minute, though. But we are also getting quite close to our goal. 50 seconds away. Oh, am I stuck now? No. Oh, I can get the cars. Yes, it's free. It's fucking free. Oh. Yes, it was free. But yeah, so like that part of the Stadia community is like great, especially. I got it. How do I get up there though? Ha! God, this game, when you get like the one thing stuck like that, like the car is on this, it's so funny. Because you're like rolling up on this like... Oh shoot, I can't ruin these guys. Oh yes I can. Nice, we got them. You're ruining their sports day. You'll love to see it. But yeah. The other thing I was thinking about, like I said earlier, is like what to do with my content. Especially for Twitch, not so much for YouTube, because YouTube's easy for me. Like, I just have the one day. I feel like playing another level, so I'm not actually going to end stream, so I lied. Sorry, guys. But yeah, YouTube is easy for me. I have like a very defined time that I'm supposed to be live, and then I have a time that I have to end before, and I already know every week that I'm going to be doing something on Stadia. It's the Twitch that's difficult. And part of that is just like setting out a schedule for myself. And then the other thing is like trying to figure out what content I want to make. And like what content... I love the Katamari just in the background rolling around. And the other thing is like what content do I want to make? Because like I've been really enjoying Diablo too recently. But I don't know if it's good content because like nobody comes and watches anyways. So I just keep playing Diablo because I'm playing with friends, and that's easy. Easy enough. But like then it's like, what other content do I want to make? Like, I want to play Minecraft when 1.18 comes out. Or 1.18, whatever you want to call it. Because I think that update's going to be great. I think adding a whole, like... I know that they took out like the skulk and the word and stuff. But just the simple act of lowering the floor is already amazing. And like they're changing the mountain generation to make it more realistic. And I want to make a server with some other people to do that. Because I think that would be a lot of fun. And I think that could be like okay content. And it's again something that I just want to do. But like I want to do like... And like the thing is like the main thing is that I'm having fun like being a quote unquote streamer, right? Like definitely calling me a streamer can be questionable at times since I get like one average viewer. But like I want to do things that like big streamers do because I think that's fun. Right? Like I want to do like a 12-hour stream because I think that's fun. I like the idea of like follow goals and sub goals because that's fun, right? And so part of it is just trying to figure out like what would be a good time to do a 12-hour stream. And like I think that Halo would be a good time to do a 12-hour stream for me because that's a game that I really want to play. A lot of nostalgia for Halo. Want to play through as much of it as I can in like a short period of time because it's like a lot of fun for me. But part of me also is like, you know, it would be also fun follow goaling that. But the secret, and nobody tell my Twitch stream this, is that regardless of if I hit that follow goal, I'm doing like a really long Halo stream. Maybe it won't be exactly 12 hours, but you know, be a fucking like beefy stream. I need to get a capture card before that though. The other thing I want to do is like I want to play the Pokemon games when they come out, so I'll stream those. Like I was saying earlier, I want to do a Nuzlocke, but it's like my chat is so dead, and I don't just want to be like sitting there grinding away once my Pokemon die, because my Pokemon are gonna die, no doubt. I'm not a good Pokemon player. Great music again. This game never misses. No, I'm stuck. These little dolls are running around with knives. Look. It's kind of like a butcher's, or like a cleaver. That's crazy. I also think I should make a Discord. I know that I don't have like a community to go on Discord, but I think that if I ever got a community, it would be good to have a Discord. And like honestly, having a Discord would help the community grow. if there was anyone in it. I will say I really messed up because someone asked me for a Discord in like August. And I said, yeah, I'll do it over the weekend, and then didn't do it. And then I never heard from them again. They still follow me though, so you know. They were nice too. I think they were like quite young. Not like a child. Like my guy Master Gamer. I really wonder what like the age group of my stream watchers is. My target audience is like 20 plus. For sure, especially with my language. But for the longest time, my only viewer was like a 13-year-old Australian kid. He's really, really nice though, so. I know that the B Game League crowd skews older, and if anyone who is in the Stadia community comes, it usually skews older. Which is kind of interesting, actually. I find it really interesting that a lot of the people who are like either Stadia content creators or part of the Stadia community. Oh, I have my fingers on the wrong keys again. I find it really interesting that it's like an older crowd. It does make sense though. Like a lot of the people who are part of like the older community are the people who don't have the time to play like a ton of games. They're just able to play like 1 or 2 games and like for a couple hours a week. And Stadia is amazing for that too. Because again, there's a lot less of a like monetary investment when you're trying to like get into Stadia, because you just buy like the game. You don't have to buy the console or anything. You just get the game and you're good to go. What I want, kind of, is I want, like, to trigger the Xbox community. I'm buying an Xbox, by the way. I said I wouldn't, and I've said a lot of times how I feel about Xbox. But sometimes you just see something and you just have to have it. And sometimes that thing is a $700 Xbox. But they released the Halo Special Edition, and that's why I bought it. It looks so nice. And, like, it's Halo, so I just, like, gotta get it. Oh, shoot. I was going the wrong way. Can't make it under there. Oh. Can't I? No, I can't. Oh, I can. I can glitch through. Nice. But yeah, my thoughts on the Xbox, and I said this, I think I said it on Bat Pixie's stream one day. I truly, truly believe that the only reason you should ever buy an Xbox is if at no point you think you can afford a PC. And not even like a super powerful PC, just like a reasonable PC. Because like, a lot of PCs have, like even like mid-end PCs, have higher performance than an Xbox Series X, especially. But like Xbox Series X too, like if you get like a reasonably priced PC, and by reasonably priced I mean like, this of course also again only actually applies when you can find graphics cards anywhere. But if you can find graphics cards, like you get a PC that's like only, and I know this is going to say a lot of, or only doesn't really apply when it's like twice as much as like $500 American dollars, or however much Xbox Series X is. But like for like $500 American dollars, you can get a PC that like outperforms this Xbox Series X and also does other things in that it's a PC. And it's going to have all the same games you can get on an Xbox. And it's going to play them better than on the Xbox. You can use the same controller if you want, because you can just buy the controller. So like, what's the point of an Xbox unless it's for like your kids? And at that point, just use Stadia, because that way you don't even have to buy a fucking console. Like, at least with PlayStation, like, most of their exclusive games aren't randomly thrown onto Windows as well. Some of them have started moving to Windows, which is, I actually think, a net positive. I think it's, like, I'm older now, I no longer, like, really pick a dog in the console fight. I used to be, like, not really, like, into it anyways either, but I used to be, like, you know, kind of more of a PlayStation person than an Xbox person. After Halo started to not be as good, when, like, Halo was out in, like, Gears of War 3, then I was, like, very much an Xbox person, because those games were my shit when I was younger. Played a ton of both of those games. Gears of War 3 was one of my favorite story games. No, I'm stuck. There we go. Nope. No, I got stuck again. The problem is I don't know how to do like the super roll thing. How? What am I hitting? I don't understand. Oh, I'm just hitting the ledge there. I can't get up there. Interesting. That was a waste of time. Probably gonna fail this one. I do still have 8 minutes, and again, this is really like an exponential growth thing. But I'm kind of stuck in a suboptimal spot, I think. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on like Xbox. And like, if you like your Xbox, fine. Right? Like, I'm buying an Xbox, so no shade if that's what you want. Just like, if you're arguing that like the Xbox is the superior console, you don't really have a leg to stand on. I will say though, what Xbox has done with Game Pass is great. Game Pass is sick. Like, it's such a good value for like $14.99 a month in Canada. That's like Canadian dollars. So American, it's like even cheaper. You get access to like pretty much everything Microsoft puts out ever. And also to EA. And a bunch of other stuff too. It's like such a good price. And like, yeah, if you like have like reasonable age kids and they're like, I want a console, and they don't care which one, like, and you're okay paying, instead of like buying them a game a month or whatever, paying like, or even a game like every 2 or 3 months, just getting them Game Pass. And like, if they don't have a PC, you don't even have to get Game Pass Ultimate. You can just like get the regular Game Pass for the Xbox, and that's only $11.99 Canadian. And it's, again, way cheaper than buying a game every, like, even 3 months. Even a game every, like, 5 months. And, like, yeah, you'll still have to buy some games, but, like, the amount of content you're getting for your, like, the amount of money you're spending. Okay, I'm very stuck here right now. But yeah, the amount of value you're getting for the amount of money you're putting in is just unparalleled right now. I've heard their cloud service kind of sucks, though. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's the best thing Microsoft has done. I actually need to buy Game Pass because I have a PC now that can actually run anything, and I mean anything. Like I bought a expensive PC because I was just like, fuck it, I don't want to buy like a medium PC or like maybe I probably should have bought like a PC that was a little bit cheaper than this one, with like a 3070 instead of a 3080. But I was just like, if GeForce Now can have a fucking 3080, why can't I? But seriously, it was actually just because I was like, still getting pushed around. It was actually just because I was like, you know, I want to be able to like run everything. I want to be able to like, if I have to, edit videos, and I want to be able to run everything on like super high settings forever. And not like literally forever, because obviously I understand that like in like several years, most of this PC will be like completely out of date. It's just the way it goes. But also I was like, it's so frustrating because in an ideal world, I would have just built the PC and it like would have been good. I've never built a PC before, but like PC building is not hard from what I can tell. If you're building just like basic stuff, because like I would have just like got a good graphics card and AIO, and that's actually the other reason that I bought this PC, because when you build a PC, you get to choose all of your parts, right? You're like, oh yeah, like I know this power supply is good, I know the RAM is good, everything is good. Yes, it fell apart, thank you. And like with this specific PC, the big draw for me was that I knew everything that was in it, right? It wasn't like just a manufactured, like it was built by someone, but it was built by a company called Canada Computers, and like while obviously not all of their armory PCs or whatever are good, this PC at least, like they list every single part, and every single part was like relatively quality. So I was like, you know, it saves me waiting for like 5 hours outside of a Best Buy at least once to try and get a 30 series graphics card. Really any graphics card. Graphics cards right now are just like impossible to find. This is Canada, so obviously it's like not better here. Can't quite get that. Oh, an ammonite, that's cool. Cars for breakfast. Can't quite get the house yet. We're not gonna succeed at all here. Jesus. Can almost get the house though. Maybe we're not actually as far off as I thought. 'Cause we're very far off. distracted talking to myself. Or whoever ends up watching the video to this point. But yeah, anyways, the big draw was I was able to see, like, mainly, like, I know a lot of companies cheap out on power supplies in particular. Oh, shit. And I was like, you know, I don't really want to end up having a shitty power supply that basically, like, completely prevents me from, we made it to 10 meters, but not quite to 12. Unfortunate. We'll run it back. I want to do a better job. And actually, nah, I'm done. I'm done for now. I'll finish what I was saying. Basically, this computer, like, I knew all the parts, so I was able to guarantee, at least in my mind, that, like, the parts were quality. And it's all, like, Asus Tough Gaming stuff, so I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll pay the, like, premium and just eat it. But that's even, like, the premium only exists if I'm able to get a graphics card at MSRP, which, like, again, this is Canadian land, so those don't exist either. But anyways, on that note, I hope everyone has a great night, and I hope you enjoyed watching me rant about things and talk to a friend. How do I get this to work how I want it to? There's no way to get it to work how I want it to. Yeah, so on that note, as I said, I hope you all have a lovely evening and wonderful rest of the week. I'll be back next Monday at 7 p.m. for my weekly Stadia Bash Community Network stream. Every other night, I might be live on Twitch. I'm going to try and start to work towards the schedule this week, so you can generally expect me to be live around 7 p.m. And then, ideally, next week I will finalize the schedule going forward. And then it'll hopefully be like 7 p.m. every night. And if it's a different time, I'll let people know. But yeah, if you want to catch me on Twitch, my link is in the bio. It's twitch.tv/CLW22. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's twitter.com/SlayerOfTrolls. And that's probably where I'll be notifying people if my streams are going to be late and whatnot. So yeah, follow me there, follow me on Twitch. And if you enjoyed watching this, make sure to like and subscribe, because that helps a lot and helps work towards 100 subscribers, at which point I will be blessed by being able to change the link to my channel. So I'll actually have a custom link, and it'll just be like youtube.com/CLW22 or something. But yeah, on that note, have a great night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.